Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Happy Sunday everybody. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. I'm going to make some fun recipes today that I'm excited to share with you. We're going to make a chicken fajita slider. So this is a wonderful recipe to make next Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday. It is delicious, it is filling, it has all the flavors you've come to expect. And it is so good. We're going to use the Instant Pot to make it, but I'm also going to let you know that you can do it in the oven. You can do kind of a sheet pan meal if you prefer, and cook your chicken fajita base that way as well. So there's lots of great things. So welcome, welcome. As you join in, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. We're going to take just a moment or two and make sure that all of our technology is set up, that you can hear us okay, and that we're connected. We are live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And if you're joining us in either location, welcome. It's great to have you. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Michelle says, good sound, good picture. Hi, Amy. Amy is from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group. She is the admin over there. And if you're hopping on over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, welcome. I'm Rebecca. I like to focus on easy to make recipes for busy families using common ingredients. I love the Instant Pot, the air fryer, using the stove top, the oven, and anything else that I can come up with. But I love to use what I call pantry meals, recipes that include ingredients that you can typically find in your pantry. Hi, Debbie, how are you? Debbie is from Central Indiana. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's from Florida. Kathy says, we hear you fine. I hope you're doing better. Hi, Elaine. Elaine's also from Florida. Hi, Sharon. Sharon's also from Florida. Oh my heavens, we've got a whole bunch from Florida today. Hi, Kathy. Kathy says, we're happy to have you back. Hello, Sigrid from Indy. Love it, love it. All right, let's get started. We'll talk about all of this when we have downtime, but let's get started. I'm gonna really quickly drop the link for our chicken fajita sliders over in the comments. And I'm also going to drop a link just for like all of the slider recipes that I have on Devour Dinner so that you guys can find those as well. Okay, now bear with me today because I'm one-handed and this could be like a total comic relief session. It could be really funny actually. Hey Chris, how are you? Chris is from California. Okay, so in this recipe, we've got chicken. So let me just put on my top down so you can see what I've got going on here. I have already got the chicken kind of sliced up. So what I did is I took a chicken breast and I trimmed off all the fat. And then I butterflied it, sliced it horizontally. And then I sliced it thinly all the way down. I've got about, I didn't weigh this. I did about a chicken breast and a half, because the chicken breasts were big. You know, sometimes you get big chicken breasts and sometimes you get tiny ones. So you're gonna want at least a pound, maybe a pound and a half of chicken breast. It never hurts if you have extra because extras are great for leftovers. You're gonna be fine if you do 2 whole chicken breasts. It doesn't matter, you're gonna be fine. Then I also have some bell peppers, and today I'm using red bell peppers and yellow bell peppers along with some onions. And so I have sliced those up and those are in the bowl that way. Okay. Now in this bowl back here, these are the fajita seasonings. So we'll come right up here. So in this bowl, I have already pre-measured out. We have got some chili powder, some paprika, garlic powder, some salt, some cumin, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cornstarch, all in here together. You can also add a little bit of cayenne to get a little bit of heat. And we're just gonna mix this up. This is our seasoning for our fajitas. Now let me tell you a trick. If you don't want to mix up your seasonings and you would prefer to buy the packet mix of fajita seasonings, McCormick makes one. They're usually about $2 at the grocery store. Feel free to use that. I sometimes will do that, but I actually prefer mixing it up myself because it's a lot less expensive. And I try to budget the best that I can. All right, so I've mixed that up And we're going to divide it between the chicken and the vegetables, okay? So I'm just gonna sprinkle some on the top, and I'm gonna sprinkle some over here. I typically put more on the chicken than on the vegetables, because I wanna make sure that my chicken gets all the seasoning it could possibly need. Now, I do have a glove on, so I'm gonna use my hand on the raw chicken to just toss it. You can use tongs. For me, ease and convenience right now, this just made a lot of sense. All I'm trying to do is coat it and separate it, because when we put this in the Instant Pot, I don't want a big clump altogether. I do want it broken up. And so by tossing it in all the seasonings, it helps to break it up. We're getting all of it from the bottom of the bowl, separating it out. It sure smells good. Okay. See how that's all broken up? I'm gonna toss the vegetables here in a minute, but before I get started, I have made a really cute little aluminum foil basket. So all I've done is I have taken a sheet of aluminum foil and I folded it in half and folded it in half again, and then kind of just tucked up some sides. The reason for this is in my Instant Pot, I have a trivet because I want the chicken up off the bottom. I'm gonna add water to the bottom, and I'm gonna put my meat in the basket so it doesn't fall down. Simple as that, okay? So what we're gonna do, because I still have my hand dirty, is we're gonna put the chicken in the pot. So far, so good. And as I put it in here, what I'm gonna try to do is spread it out. So any of these pieces that are kind of clumped together, I'm just gonna break them out and kind of layer them in here so that there's just a little bit of space between some of these clumps. Now we're going to pressure cook this for 5 minutes. We're going to allow a 5-minute natural pressure release before we add the vegetables. I don't want to add the vegetables at the beginning because that would be way too much time to cook the vegetables. Just way too much time. Now, if you want to do these in the oven as a sheet pan, I love doing sheet pan fajitas. So I take a big cookie sheet or I'll even do it like in a 9x13 pan. And I'll put my meat in the 9x13 pan, and I'll do another pan of the vegetables, and then I'll put them in the oven and I'll bake them. Halfway through, I kind of toss them. I'll drain off some of the liquid, and I'll bake them. The house smells wonderful. Okay, we've got everything in there. I'm gonna pull the pressure cooker in, but I'm gonna take this glove off and get rid of this. So that now you can see what I've got going in there. So I layered in the chicken right there on top, and I just kind of dolloped the chicken around so that it's not all one big clump. There's kind of some movement in it. I'm gonna take a cup of water and I'm just gonna pour it along the edge because I want it at the bottom. You could have put the water in to begin with, and that's fine too. And then we're going to pressure cook this for 5 minutes. So close your lid, close the pressure valve in back. We're gonna make sure that our plug is in good and tight. And then we're going to use the plus and minus keys, and we're gonna get to 5 minutes. So mine was at a really high number. I made a sweet pork recipe this week. There we go. And that cooks for like 90 minutes, a really long time. Okay. Now, as you can see, After we put in the 5 minutes, it takes a minute and then it beeps. You guys have heard this before. The beep let us know that the pressure cooker has accepted those readings. It's gonna start heating that bottom element, and it's going to bring that water to a boil. As the water comes to a boil, it's going to create steam. Steam creates pressure, and pressure will seal off the back of the pressure valve, and then it'll take a minute or so more, and this front panel will change from reading on to 5. Then it will count down in numbers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, before it beeps at us again, letting us know that the cooking process is complete. Then it goes into what's called a natural pressure release state, and those numbers are gonna count up in numbers. We're gonna watch it until it reaches 5 minutes, and then we're gonna open the pressure valve and back and open it all up, release the pressure, all the good stuff. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna push this off to the side. I'm gonna check my plug again. We're good on the plug. We're not gonna touch that. We're not gonna have the problems like we had last time. Okay, now we've got the vegetables. So let me go back to top down so you can see what I'm doing. All I'm gonna do is just take the spoon and just kind of toss the vegetables in the seasoning. So just pretty simple. We just want to make sure that they get some coating on it. After the chicken has been cooked, we're then going to top everything with the vegetables, and we're going to put it in for 1 additional minute. Those look pretty good. All of those seasonings have now coated. We'll bring it up here so you can see. See how well that's coated? So all of our vegetables are coated with the seasonings. Those are gonna be delicious when they get cooked. It'll be fantastic. Okay, we're gonna set that off to the side. We're gonna start on the next part. You guys ready for that? All right, I'm gonna come back to all these questions. You guys have got so many things. Doreen, hi Doreen, she says welcome back. Hi Cheryl, hi Pat. Hi Juanita, hi Michelle. Hi, Trelva. Hi, Sherry. All right, I think we've got everybody's hellos. Okay, now, for this recipe, we're gonna be using the King's Hawaiian rolls, which make really great sliders. Just really great sliders. Truth be told, I prefer to purchase these at the big warehouse club stores, so like Costco or Sam's Club. I feel like the sliders are a little bit bigger, you get a little bit more. I prefer them there. I also think it's more cost effective. But today I bought mine from Walmart, and we're just gonna use Walmart, so you're gonna get 12 sliders. What I have done is I've sliced them down the middle with a big knife. So I took a big bread knife and I carefully sliced them all the way through. Now they're in the bag right now because they're staying soft and fresh, and I don't wanna pull them out of the bag yet, but I'm using a little 1/4 sheet baking sheet to put them on, and I've got some parchment paper at the bottom. You could spray this with baking spray, you could use a silicone baking sheet, you could use a 9x13 pan to put the rolls in. There's a lot of varieties of pans that you can use to put this in. But what I want to show you is this. Let's get this mat out here again. This is a fun little cilantro lime spread. So think about when you make sandwiches, you know, you want to put mayo or mustard or some kind of a spread down when you make a sandwich. The same goes for a fajita. Now let's think about it. When I make a fajita, I like lime juice, I like cilantro, I like sour cream, I like all that yumminess, right? Well, that's what's in here. So we have a little bit of mayo, a little bit of sour cream, we have lime juice, lime zest, cilantro, all in here. And we're just gonna stir this up. Now my cilantro has been chopped a little bit on the large side, mostly because I'm kind of struggling in the kitchen these days. So I didn't get it as fine chopped as I would have liked. But this is a wonderful spread to use on our sliders. And it's that simple to make. You just kind of throw it in a bowl and you mix it up. It's also, truth be told, really good just to use as a side for your fajitas when you serve them in a tortilla, because you've got the sour cream, you've got the cilantro, the lime, all of those flavors that you're looking for. And so it's kind of fun to make this spread. The link to making this recipe, because I'm sure it's in the comments, how do I make it? The link is at the very bottom of the chicken fajita slider recipe. So if you go to the very bottom of the recipe card, there's a link for the spread. We're gonna grab that link and we're gonna put it in the comments. But it's super, super easy to use, or easy to make. You guys will love it. Okay, so this is made. We're gonna set this off to the side because we can. Our pressure cooker has now pressured up. We're just gonna wait for the front panel to change from on to 5, which usually takes about a minute or so. It takes a minute for the pressure cooker to recognize, oh, hey, it just pressured up. And then that'll change to 5 and that'll start counting down. All right. Bill is going and looking for, oh, Amy found the dip. Amy, you're fantastic. Oh, Bill just said, Amy beat me to it. Okay. Now that we've got all of this going, I know some of you have questions about what happened. Others of you are asking, how am I doing? All the updates. So let's update a few things. But before I talk about me, you guys, let's send some prayers and some well wishes to Amy from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group. Amy took a terrible spill and broke her collarbone, broke her fibula, I believe, in her leg, and she needs prayers. So let's just keep her in our prayers, our well wishes, our thoughts. Send pixie dust, whatever you believe. Send those well wishes to Amy. She does a lot in the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group in helping teaching people how to use their Instant Pot. And she is struggling as well. So Amy, big loves, big hearts sending out to you. It's pretty tough. Amy actually has her dominant hand. Her collarbone is on her right side. And so that's tough. Mine at least is my non-dominant hand. I think I would go crazy if it was my dominant. So my heart and my prayers are out to you, Amy. Appreciate you. All right. Amy said, sorry, Bill. I don't know if you saw that or not. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. I am a week and a half post-op of shoulder surgery. When I was here 2 weeks ago, I mentioned it was kind of a whirlwind that I was going in for shoulder surgery. It was scheduled. We're doing a number of things on my shoulder, but none of them were huge. So we thought. Went into surgery. Surgery went fine. It did take twice as long. There were more problems that were found. In the end, I've had massive reconstructive surgery on my shoulder. So what I thought was going to be a quicker shoulder recovery. If any of you have had shoulder surgery, you know you're in a sling for 3 to 6 weeks. You start physical therapy. You have limited mobility. You can't move your arm above your head, you know, all those kind of things. And that's been pretty typical for me, except that because of the extent of surgery that had to happen, I'm going to be in this sling for upwards of 3 months. I don't even get to start physical therapy till after 4 weeks. I can't lift my arm away from my body. I can't lift it above my head. I can't lift it out. The most I can do with this arm is I can go down to my side and I can go up just like this. That's it. Not exactly what I had in mind when I went in for shoulder surgery, but it's what I came out with. And we're grateful that there's technology and the doctor's knowledge to fix and repair what needed done. But I'm in it for the long haul. So you guys have always been so gracious and kind, and you laugh with me and you cry with me. It's going to be what it is with these lives because I am one-handed and I can't even open the refrigerator door with this hand or open the oven with this hand. I can't lift the Instant Pot with this hand. I can't carry a bag of groceries with this hand. So there's a lot that I cannot do, which makes these lives a little more tricky. a little more tricky. Michelle. Okay. Michelle says, how do you get your t-shirt on or off? Well, let me tell you. I start with, they taught me at the hospital. So I start with, and I funnel it up the bad arm because I can keep my arm straight, and I funnel it up and I get it all the way up to my shoulder, all the way up. And I kind of, you know, when you put clothes on, they're like twisted. So I untwist it so it's like all nice and straight. And then I put my hand through the head hole, get it over my head, and then I get it pulled over, and then I go back up and I get this arm up, and then I pull my shirt on. Getting clothes on is much easier than getting clothes off. I'm gonna regret this t-shirt because this t-shirt is more form-fitting, and to get a shirt off, I have to do it in reverse. So I have to go through the armhole and down, and then get it up over the head and then over the arm. So most of the clothes that I've been wearing are baggy, bigger clothes, just for the ease and convenience. It's pretty tough. Pretty tough. Susan says, prayers to you both. Doreen says, praying for you, praying for you. Lots of prayers to both of us. Sigrid says, how do you shower? I love these questions. You guys don't hold anything back. Well, at first, when after surgery, I couldn't get all of my stitches wet. So it was a scope surgery. So I have like 6 holes in my arm. And so there's a great product called Press and Seal, Glad Press and Seal. It's like a cling wrap, but it works really well on your body, and you can press it to your body and it seals. So you can keep area dry. And so I can take a shower, and it was like, great, no big deal. And so you just, now I don't have to worry about it at all. Now I can just shower and do the things. I can't wash my hair. My hair is very thick and it's curly, as you guys know. So I go to a local beauty college and let the hair cosmetology students wash my hair and flat iron my hair because I can't do it myself. So I've had to find some different things to kind of, you know, get stuff done. Linda says, I think you should invest in button-up shirts. You know, okay, Linda, you have a great point. Initially with surgery, I was thinking I'd be in the sling for 3 weeks. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make do with what I have. I don't wanna buy a whole bunch of new clothes. Like, I don't want to. And I was just gonna make do. Well, now I'm trying to figure a few things out, like pants. Pants are really hard to put on because I can't pull my pants up with this hand. So they're really hard to put on. It's a whole problem, you guys. It's a whole problem. But any of you who have shoulder surgery or have family members who have shoulder surgery, I bought on Amazon a shirt that has buttons on from the neck down the sleeve and then under the arm, clear down the side. It was heaven sent because at the hospital, they were able to get me dressed super easy because it was all snaps. It was like genius, brilliant. I've worn that back to doctor's offices visits so that when they need to like check my incisions and stuff, I didn't have to go and change my clothes, put a gown on, and go through all of that. I was able to just unbutton my sleeve, they could check it, and then the nurses helped button it back up. It was genius. So that was kind of fun. Michelle says, my son used press and seal after hip replacement surgery. It works great. It really does. It's crazy that a kitchen item is being used so much in the medical field. Amy says, pulling up pants is so hard. Yes, pulling up pants is really, really, really hard. I've invested in larger pants is what I had to do. Yes, Vicky is asking, doesn't your husband help? Yes, I get lots of help from my husband. But, you know, my husband works and isn't here all day. And so there's a lot of things that I have to do for myself. And it is what it is. But I'm doing really good. We have up days, we have down days. We're managing the pain the best that we can. We had to shave off some of my collarbone to open up the AC joint. We had to do a full repair on the AC joint, the rotator cuff, the labrum, the bicep. I had a full labrum tear that tore clear across the bicep. And that's probably where the biggest problem came into play because of the location of the labrum tear and the bicep tear. And so the only way to get that healed is to keep it immobilized so that it can heal. And that's one of the reasons I'm in the sling so long. Kathy says, my husband just had an 8-hour hip surgery with 8 days in the hospital and 10 in rehab. He is toe touch weight bearing on his right. Life is tough for us right now, one day at a time. Kathy, my heart and prayers go out to you both. Hope your husband feels the strength day by day and is making progress. That's a tough surgery. Absolutely a tough surgery. And it is one day at a time. A couple of days ago, I was on the couch the entire day. I don't know if it was a change in the weather because all of a sudden we had a lot of rain and coldness that came in, but I was just in a lot of pain. The day after was really pretty good. And then it just kind of goes back and forth. So yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Today I've overdone it. So although you see me here and I'm looking great, as soon as this is done, I'm walking away, getting ice on the shoulder, laying down for the rest of the day because it's too much. Okay, guess what? This is now pressure cooked for 5 minutes. It has now done a 4-minute natural pressure release while we did all of that talking. Okay, so we're gonna let the pressure out. We're gonna open it up and then we're gonna add to it all those vegetables. Now, with the vegetables, how well do you like your vegetables cooked? Like, do you like them really cooked? Not cooked so much? What do you like? Because remember, everything in here is hot, hot, hot. So the one thing I do like to do is kind of check on the chicken, right? We put a lot of chicken in there. There's a lot going on. We want to make sure that all of that chicken got cooked in that 5 minutes with the 5-minute natural pressure release. If not, we're gonna go and pressure cook it for 1 more minute when we put the vegetables in, okay? It's that simple. We're at 5 minutes. I'm gonna open this up, remove your pressure cooker away from lights, overhanging lights, your cabinets, all the different things, and we're gonna open this up and we're gonna let that pressure out. Roberta's asking, do I have to sleep in the brace? The answer is yes, I sleep in the brace. I only take the brace off 4 times a day to do this exercise. I can do this up and down. And then I can do a very small pendulum swing exercise. And that's it. Obviously, when I shower, I take the brace off, and when I get dressed, I take the brace off. But otherwise, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and right before bed, and then I put it right back on. Hoo-hoo, look at this. This looks really good. I can't get this all the way over here so that you guys can see it in, oh yeah, this chicken is totally done. Now, in my little tin foil like thing, there's a lot of liquid that has now pulled into this. But the chicken itself, in fact, I want to show you guys this. So hold on. We're going to make this work. Might take me a second here, but I want you to see it so that when you do it. Okay, so I've got my little tongs. And you'll notice, look at all the chicken, like it's all separate pieces. It's not all clumped together. And all of this chicken, if I needed it to, I could break with the tongs. You guys see that? My tinfoil basket is too thick for me to poke a hole in it, or I would to drain out some of the liquid. I wonder if I have a fork. Okay, I'm just gonna poke through my foil because I want some of that liquid from the chicken to drain out. There we go. There, now we've got most of it out. That's better. Okay. Where's my vegetables? I'm gonna put these vegetables right on top. Some are gonna fall down to the side. That's okay. We're just gonna put them on top. and we're gonna put this lid right back on. Now, the cool thing about setting it back on again, right? Everything is pretty warm in there. So we're gonna press cancel. Then we're gonna set it again, and I'm gonna set it to 1 minute. Okay, so what that is doing is that is telling your pressure cooker to heat up that bottom element again. Right? We hear the beep. So the bottom element is gonna start heating up. The luxury we have is all of that liquid is piping hot. We saw all that steam. So it's not gonna take very long for it to pressure up. It will cook for 1 minute. When it beeps again, we'll release the pressure and it will be done. Okay? Now, I'm gonna carefully move this out of the way. And we're gonna get this ready to go. Now, like I said, I have already opened this up and I've already sliced it. I did not pull it off the backing. So we're gonna just be super careful. I have found that it is so much easier to leave this in a big sheet. So much easier. Don't try to pull this apart into little sandwiches. You'll regret it. I'm just gonna try to lift this up so I can move this. There we go. And then I want to move this off. Okay. Oh, you guys want to see. There we go. Now I'm going to take our spread, remember our cilantro spread that we made, and we're going to spread it on the bread. Okay, and fun fact, this does not need to be a huge, thick spread. What I mean by that is sliders get messy fast, right? You're all nodding at home going, yep, sliders get messy fast. So we don't need to have a thick layer of this spread to do what we need it to do. But we just want to make sure the bread is covered. So I'm going right to those edges. We're going to fill in some of the areas that need it, and that's it. For those of you that are wondering, I halved the recipe of this spread, and I am only putting it on the one side. Trust me here. You don't want to put it on both sides. It gets it too sloppy, too messy. You can't pick up those sliders. You can't eat them. But this way you're getting the moisture and you're getting that flavor, okay? So we will pull that off. Now, our pressure cooker just pressured up. It's gonna take a moment. It'll beep. It'll change, the front panel will change to 1 minute. We're gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna open it up. And then we're gonna layer it with the chicken, and we're gonna layer it with the vegetables, and then we're gonna layer it with some cheese. Now, here's where you can choose what kind of cheese you want. You could use a Fiesta blend cheese. You could use even like a queso cheese if you wanted to do like grated cheese. I find that the sliced cheese does kind of hold the sandwiches better together. You could do a pepper jack cheese if you want a little bit of a kick. I'm gonna use a Colby Jack today because it's kind of the best of both worlds, but choose the cheese that you like, okay? That's simple. Just choose the cheese that you like. Now, because the sliders need to bake, if you're doing this along with me, make sure that you are now preheating your oven to 350 degrees because we're gonna pop the sliders into the oven to bake, which will melt the cheese, will toast the tops of the bread, will make it all fun and ready to go. So if you need to do that now. Robin says dairy-free cheese on the gluten-free rolls. Hey, I love that, Robin. I love that you'll alter it to what your family is. And that's what I promote. What does your family like? What do you like? What do you need? Adjust the ingredients based upon what you need. I love that. Hi, Mary. How are you? Mary says she's just hopping on. Susan says, please take care of yourself. We can always do your recipes already posted. We will wait for you no matter how long. You know what, Susan? That is the sweetest, nicest comment. So you know what? Big hugs. I so appreciate that because that's always a worry. If I'm not live, will you forget about me? Because the world is so full of so much noise, as I call it, so much social media, so much whatever, that you become forgotten if you don't stay in front of the crowd, right? My lives, since we're talking about it, I'm gonna go to an every other week for a while, just because there's a lot that goes into the live that is really difficult and hard, and I don't wanna overdo myself. So we're gonna go to every other week and just kind of, we'll adjust and change as we need be. Next week is Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl the last couple of years, you guys have been busy with Super Bowl parties and all that. And so I want you to be with your family and your friends and be where you need to be. So we're not gonna be live next Sunday for Super Bowl, but I will be back on the 18th with another great recipe. So keep that in mind. Oh, Chrissy says, what could I substitute for the cilantro? It tastes like dish soap to me. Okay, Chrissy. A lot of people think that cilantro tastes like dish soap. In fact, you can read articles all over the internet that like people truly think it tastes like dish soap, and other people, of course, say it doesn't taste like dish soap. But there's something with some people that's how they taste it, right? Crazy to me, but it's true. I would just leave it out. I would just leave it out. If you don't like cilantro, leave the cilantro out. I would still do the spread. Make sure you put the lime zest in it because I think the lime zest really does make a difference. It has lime juice, lime zest, some salt, some mayonnaise, some sour cream, and it's all mixed together. So I think you're fine that way. Okay, that was our 1 minute. We're gonna open this up. We're gonna release that pressure. We're gonna be eating before we know it. And while this is baking, I'm gonna show you another fun treat that is fun for Valentine's Day. It would be very fun for Super Bowl Sunday as well. You can get the kids to help you make it. It's super fun. Super, super fun. So let's just finish this up and then we'll go to that. Mary says, why don't you take a few weeks off? We won't forget about you. Susan says, visiting in Florida from Minnesota, it's been raining all day. We've had snow the last 2 days, which we haven't had snow in weeks. The weather's been really crazy this year all over. Oh, Barbara has a great idea. I might add some dill. Yeah, some dill could be good. Amy says you can leave it out, but she likes to use dry cilantro flakes. The cilantro haters don't notice the soapy flavor. Oh, that's interesting, Amy. I had never heard that. So dry cilantro flakes in place of the fresh, and the soapy flavor maybe isn't as strong or you don't notice it. Robin says, no, we will never forget about you. I love that. You guys, that just makes my heart full. Seriously, Vicky says, we will never forget about you. You know what? Like, I have to tell you, I have the best audience. You guys are amazing. And I am so blessed to have all of you from all over the nation, all over the world. Like, if we did right now, okay, I know there's tons of you from Florida. We got the Floridas, right? Where else are you guys from? We've had people here from Scotland, Ireland, Australia. We've had people from all over the world. We've had some from Italy, from Scotland, England, the UK. It is so fun to see how far these lives reach. All right. Oh, you guys, this looks so beautiful. So beautiful. All right. We're gonna pull this over. This really does take, whoops, a whole thought process to move stuff around. Oh, no. I want you guys to see what we're working with here, is what I'm trying to do. All right, normally I would put the chicken down first. Normally I would pull this all out and put it in a bowl. It's really too hard for me to do. So, but look at how nice and perfectly like cooked and sauteed these are. The onions, ooh, the onions look great, but the bell peppers look like they still will hold some of their texture, which is like perfect to me, right? Like we want the onions to be a little translucent, but we want the vegetables to have a little bit of that crunch, right? I'm trying to only get the bell peppers right now and the onions. That's what I'm trying to do. And then I'm gonna get chicken and I'm gonna place the chicken on top. Okay, how does that look, you guys? Oh, I missed a whole spot over there. It's hiding. How are we doing? Does that look pretty good? Looks pretty good, right? All right, now I'm gonna pull the chicken. Okay, we're gonna get that out of the way now. Now, on top of the bread, once we top it, we're gonna brush it with some melted butter, and you can add into it like some garlic powder. You can do just a little bit of salt. I'm gonna let my husband do that off camera, just because it's one less thing for me. So he has already gone over there. He's melted the butter. And he's just gonna brush the top with a pastry brush, just to kind of put a little bit of butter on top. All right. Make sure when you're putting the chicken down that you get it all the way to those edges, because you don't want these little edge pieces to not have the same love that the rest of it has. Am I right? Nobody wants that. That out of the way, and then I'm going to add the cheese on top. Remember, I'm using some sliced Colby Jack cheese, and so we're just going to layer it right on top. Looks like I'm going to use 5 slices of cheese on this. There you go. And then we're gonna put this right on top. There we go. Okay. How does that look? Okay, so we're gonna brush it with butter. We're gonna pop it in the oven, 350 degrees. We're gonna do, the recipe says 15 minutes. I don't really think it takes 15 minutes. I haven't made these in a while. We're gonna check these. Well, I wanna check in on them about the 8-minute mark. What we're looking for is toasted tops and melted cheese. Everything else is baked. We don't wanna overcook. So let's check in on them at about the 8-minute mark. It's probably gonna take about 12 minutes, but let's just kind of watch. So I'm gonna pass these off to my husband. Hold on. All right. Let's clean this up, and then let's make this fun treat. Because it's so cute. This is one of the original recipes on the site. This post went viral on Pinterest back in the day. It's so simple, it's silly, and it's just so fun. So for this recipe, you need marshmallows, okay? The big ones, the big marshmallows. You need strawberries. Now I've washed the strawberries and I've cut the tops off, okay? You're gonna need some skewer sticks. You can use the wooden bamboo ones, you could use plastic ones. I'm using the white sucker-like sticks. And then you need brownie bites. All right? It's so simple and easy. Let's see here. I should have opened this bag. That's not gonna work. We're just gonna rip it. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a skewer stick and we're going to take a strawberry and I'm just poking right through the middle. Okay, oh wait, hold on. No, we can do it that way. And then we're gonna open up our brownie bites. And there is no right or wrong order. Like there is no right or wrong order. I like to do a brownie bite. I like to do a marshmallow. I like to do a second brownie bite. I did this the wrong direction. I should have. You'll see why. Because now I've got this end that I really wanted to be right there. So we're gonna push everything up. There we go. Okay, do you see how that is? So when you do your first one, don't pull it all the way down to the bottom. Because at the end, you don't want to poke through the end. You want it to be like a sucker, okay? Now we're gonna make up 4 of these really quick. Because we can. So this one's gonna go, there we go. So I put the strawberry on with the cut top to the middle, and then we're gonna do the brownie bite. And again, you can go in any order you want. There is no right or wrong when it comes to this recipe. We're gonna top with the strawberry and we're just gonna line it up. So let me get you top down so you can see what I got going on here. You can follow along so you know how to do it. So you see how far I'm going? I'm going just over halfway. Now, if you can't find these fun little circular brownie bites, the little square ones also work amazing. Oops. These would be so fun for Super Bowl. They're obviously fantastic for Valentine's Day. Oh, there we go. See that? We're gonna make up one more. Oops. And then I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, okay? I want to chill it. The reason I want to chill it is because I'm going to drizzle it with some magic shell. You guys remember magic shell? You guys know what I'm talking about when I say magic shell? Give me some thumbs up and some hearts if you know what I'm talking about. There we go. I'm going to show you what magic shell is. This is magic shell right here. Okay? So magic shell is like a chocolate sauce. Now, you could melt chocolate chips. You could drizzle chocolate chips over the top as well. I've always done magic shell because all I do is I'm going to pass these off. Okay? We're going to send these off. We're going to put them in the refrigerator. We're going to let them chill for a minute. Or you can put them in the freezer. Why don't you throw those in the freezer for just 5 minutes? We want to get those chilled. You guys need that recipe. Let me give you that recipe. There you go. We want it to be chilled. And the reason we want it to be chilled is because magic shell works best when the items you're drizzling it on are cold. Okay, typically you pour this on ice cream, and when you pour it on ice cream, it gets hard, and then you can crack it and it cracks open. And that's the fun of magic shell. So we will let those just get cold. We don't want to freeze them. So if you do put them in the freezer, you really only want like 5 minutes to get them chill. Then we're gonna drizzle over the top with some of this, and we have a fun and tasty little treat. See how easy that was? I tell you, it is a keeper recipe. Everybody loves it because who doesn't love eating a treat on a stick? I don't care how old you are. It's just fun. It's just fun. Robin says it's strawberry season in Florida. It's not here. It is not, but I bet it is strawberry season in Florida. Renee says, love sent to you both. And Amy, got to meet my first great granddaughter yesterday at 2 weeks old. Congratulations from Central New York. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I hope mother and baby are all doing great. That's fun. Hi, Shar. How are you? Shar's from Illinois. Robin says, we have brownie bites and strawberries. I'm going to do this recipe with my students. I love that. Please take pictures. Please post. Please tag me. And if not, like if you can't because they're students, I get that. Get one of yourself. But it's such a fun and easy recipe. Sometimes I think we want a recipe that's like complicated and a lot of steps and a lot of details, when in reality, recipes like this are just up our alley. It's just what we need. They're kind of fun. Robin says, I didn't think of the sliced cheese. I bought shredded. Okay, so we're going back to the recipe. It's in the oven right now. You can use shredded cheese. It's just fine. Totally fine. Use the cheese that you like. I like the sliced just because it kind of holds everything together. And it also keeps you from layering too much cheese. Sometimes if you get too much cheese, it's harder to melt, especially that in the center. So keep that in mind. You don't want a thick layer. Just a nice little thin layer of cheese is perfect. So yeah. Linda says, thanks, Bill, for all the help. All right, some of you lost your electricity this week. Crazy. So fun. All right, if you guys have not given this live a thumbs up, a heart, please give it some love. If you have shared it into groups, big hugs from me. I so appreciate it. Amy is here along with some of our moderators from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners. And if you have hopped over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners and you don't know who I am, I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. And I go live as often as I can on Sunday afternoons, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, doing recipe demos of the Instant Pot, the air fryer, and all kinds of things. And I love it. I love what I do. So welcome. I hope you'll come back another Sunday. I will be live in 2 weeks on the 18th. Next week is Super Bowl Sunday. Who are we all rooting for? Who are we rooting for? Put in the comments. I want to hear. Who are you guys voting for? Who do you hope to win? I have not been up on the teams this year. So obviously the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl, if you're wondering. Hopefully it's a good game. I love it when it's a good game. Now, I am a product of the 80s, and I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. And of course, if you know football, you know the San Francisco 49ers did amazing things in the 80s. And so they've kind of always been my team, but I don't know, Kansas City's been doing good. I think this is their third Super Bowl in the last 4 years, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let's see, we've got Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. You guys are great. You guys are great. All right, how long have oh, my husband is pulling out the strawberry kebabs. Make sure those are nice and chilly. We're gonna put some chocolate on those so we can show you those. And then pretty quickly, we'll try it. Let me grab those. Okay, so we'll be able to find out pretty quick if these are chilled enough. If they're not chilled enough, then what happens is it doesn't set up. It just runs off and is kind of ugly. Forgot to take this little part off. So we're just gonna try on one. Oh, That is a big hole. Okay. So be careful because you really don't want a huge big hole. Ooh. I think my other ones have had smaller holes in the past. I don't think they've had this big. These need to be cooler. But what we're going to do is we're just going to drizzle these because we can, and then we'll just pop these in the fridge really fast while we're waiting for the rest of the sliders to come out and do their thing. Isn't this a fun little treat? Whew, that's a lot. The other thing that you could do is you could dip these entirely if you wanted. I think if you were going to dip them entirely, I would probably do it in like a melted chocolate. All right, we're going to pop these in the fridge really fast to help let those set up. Just put them in the fridge. And how are our sliders coming? He's busy. We'll find out in just a minute. Robin says, thanks, Bill. Aha, here they come. Will you grab me another towel really fast? Because I don't have a hot pad over here. Okay, I'm gonna grab them. You ready? They look beautiful. Look at that. Top down, you guys ready? Whew. Okay, I'm just gonna use my bread knife. Again, this is not gonna be pretty because I can't hold anything. And we've got a little bell pepper squeezing out. And we're gonna cut it this way. I'm not gonna cut all of these right now. I'm gonna let my husband cut these. But I am gonna plate this up because I do want you to see it. Do you guys see that? Look at how pretty that is. Hey, look, I'm gonna try to turn this sideways. Ooh, do you see that? Look at that. Is that beautiful? That's pretty cool. All right. I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to eat this, you guys, because I can't hold this plate real well with this other hand. And I know you guys like me to try it, but I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna grab some chicken, do a little dance. Oh, I got some of the cilantro lime dip because you get the lime in it. It is so good. It is so good. Please, please make this. Please do. So, all right, I'm gonna try just for you guys. I know you're cheering for me at home. Okay, there's the sandwich, right? It's not too sloppy. I'm able to pick it up. Oh, that's good. That is so good. That is excellent. I could eat this whole thing. Truthfully, it just has all the comfort flavors. Remember, this recipe can be made, making the fajitas can be made in the oven, which of course you can do sheet pan, and you could serve it with tortillas, with normal, you know, sour cream, cheese, tomatoes, guacamole, avocado, all that you normally do. But it's kind of fun to make a slider out of it for something different. Super great recipe. Let's pull out those kabobs. I want people to see those. And we're gonna wrap this up. So let me grab them because they're fun. All right. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. See that? Isn't that fun? Simple, simple dessert. Simple dessert. Make them. Enjoy them. Have some fun for Valentine's Day. Let the kids get involved. It doesn't take much to let the littles try to help. This is a great recipe for all kids, all ages to be a part of. Make a fun treat. Kids can even help with this as well. I hope you'll make it. If you do, please go back to the recipe, leave a comment, let others know what you loved about it, maybe what you changed about it, what you'd recommend. Give it a star rating. That helps me more than anything. You guys are fantastic. I so appreciate you. It's always fun to be here. I'll be back in 2 weeks. In the meantime, I'm gonna go put some ice on my shoulder. I'm gonna go relax. Amy, relax, take it easy. Let's get better so we can be back for the summertime and all that good stuff. Again, thanks for your love and support. There's a really bad looking heart, but I'm sending hearts to you. You guys have a fantastic, safe week, and I'll see you on February 18th in 2 Sundays. All right, everybody. Bye now.